Welcome to Sid's Simple DIY. I have a General Electric double wall oven and it's not getting up the temperature in the upper oven. I'm going to show you how easy it is to fix these ovens for about $20. All we got to do is replace this heating element. There's what is called a 220 breaker because I got electric. So this is 110 and then this other one will be 220, so it's a double pole. Okay, here we go. Number 6, number 8. Let's zoom in real close. You can see 6 and 8. And then we go ahead and flip it off. My helper. Hey, Roscoe. And the light went off in the oven, and as you turn the knobs, there's no power. So now we're ready to move forward with replacing the element. I mean, this oven's probably, I think, built in 1970. You get them on the internet. If you drop food on them, if you look at this one, you can see the food fell on it right here, and it burned out the element. Very easy fix. $20, you'll have your oven right back on. What you do is you go up here and you look. Usually when you open the door, you'll see up here will be a model number. Then now this one's really way faded, but if you get real close, you can kind of Google these numbers. You can go on eBay and you can find these elements. They're like GE. You can get the brand name or you can get a knockoff and it's $20, $25. I've seen them as cheap as $16, 2 for $30. I mean, usually the upper one never goes bad because the upper one will do your broiling, but the food ain't gonna splash up on that most of the time. So it's 9 times out of 10. And I was mistaken. It's not Phillips. These are nut drivers. But you know, most like those screwdrivers where it's the multiple tips, those usually are all you need. So let me get my tools and we'll get it taken care of. Got my screwdriver, and I bought this, I believe, at one of the auto parts stores, excuse me. And I mean, this pretty much has a good DIY set. It got every tip that you probably could ever use around the house. And it has a little nut driver here. And also I got, it's not a sponsored video, but one of these Nebo lights. I tell you, normally working here, I want to make sure y'all get good video. And if you turn it on, it's pretty bright. And the best part is you can put it on your head. A second. See, I'm wearing it, and you don't have to hold the flashlight while you're trying to get in, you know, in tight spots. So we're just gonna go ahead, get this adjusted. Power's off. We're gonna go ahead and remove these 2 screws. You're just doing what I showed before: left loose, right tight. So we're just gonna take it out one at a time. Try not to drop it like I did. And this is really it. I had a guy come out here one time and change this. Charged me $100 to come out for a diagnostic and everything. And then he charged me like $50 for the part. I saw him do it. And I mean, not knocking it. It's always good to help people make a living. Something like this is so simple. You pull it out and wiggle it. And there you go. The wires are attached right there with 2 Phillips screws. So we're just going to go ahead and get our number 2 Phillips bit. Probably use number 1. I don't think it really matters, but let's see. I'm trying to do it one hand, y'all. I'm trying to hold the camera. Sorry, shaking a little bit. A little glare there. You remember what wire goes where. So you got the yellow on the right and the blue on the left. You just undo screws. Same thing, lefty loosey. All right, and the power's off. So I mean, you can't get zapped. There's no power. Completely off. Screws loose. Usually new ones will come with screws, even if you lose these little screws. Like I said, there's really nothing to these. Those ends are pretty strong, they don't usually fall off. And that's it. You literally disconnect those 2 wires, and there you go. You've removed your element. And we're gonna go back pretty much the same process. But so yeah, if you can see right here, you can see it's burnt. And that's definitely, and I have in this stove, because it's so old, and I don't really know about the mechanicals at the top and the thermostat and everything. They're not really accurate. So I just got one of these cheap oven thermometers, and I keep it track. I mean, I had it set to 450, and I was getting 200 degrees, 250. We went ahead and got our new part. This is the part I got. It came from eBay. LX 32505. Just match your model number and search on Google. You'll figure it out. Another way to check and make sure it's working, if you have a digital multimeter, you set it to ohms, see like the little horseshoe, Or if you have a manual multimeter, set it to the lowest ohms. And if it is working, the element, you should be able to put it on the 2 positive terminal or the terminals. That's what the screws are. But you're seeing it's reading ohms, so it is working. And if you go back to our old one that we are replaced at, we do see the burn in. But just you want to be triple check it, you can always put it right there. Well, so that way we 100% have tested it with our meter. We know that it is not working at all. It needs to be replaced. So go ahead and throw this away, throw it in the trash, whatever. And what I do is I go back in here, just double check, okay, our wire's kind of slipping in the wall. This is like fiberglass insulation. It's gonna itch a little bit. It's hard to kind of hold the wire in place. But I'll show you what it looks like. Here's your new element. Sometimes these tabs are bent down, and you can slightly just bend them up. See, they come with the new screws. Use the old screws, that doesn't matter. You see, it's got the little feet on the bottom, so it doesn't rest on the bottom of the oven, because the food, you see it burnt on food. What we could do is I could just wipe that out real quick. That's a good thing we could do. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe it down and get it set up, and then we'll go pick up from there. So here we are. We got the 2 wires hooked back up, the yellow on the right, blue on the left. Your wires may be different in color. You go ahead and push this back in. We're gonna attach our 2 screws back into the side, and then we're gonna go ahead and so we're gonna go ahead and put our oven back together. We're gonna go ahead and put our grills back in. Just kind of go in there. The power's still off. And just kind of slides up in there. Just pulls forward. And you just kind of split the difference. It don't really matter. However you want to put it. And you can see our screws are back in. Release. All right, so we're going to go ahead and turn our power back on. We're going to test everything. So we'll go back to our here. Hear it beeping. The timer's kicking on. All right, close these boxes. Don't want nobody ever get hurt. So like 400. We can take a look. Here it start to sizzle. And sometimes those new elements, you got to get them warm. First put them in, kind of heat them up. Just make sure if there's any kind of chemicals or anything on them. Just read your instructions from your manufacturer. And you're done. So that's how you fix. That's how you repair this oven. I've looked it up when replacing it. I know it's 1970s, but a new one in like this condition, new would be about $3,000 to $4,000. So for 20 bucks, you save an oven and you can keep using it. I can see our element is nice and hot and red. I'll pull our temperature on it. 488, 699. So our oven is coming up the temperature. We're starting to read the same 350 on there as we have it set to. So it is working. We fixed it for 20 bucks.